For the literary analysis thesis assignment, you are going to create a working tentative thesis for your essay, which means because it's working, because it's tentative, that means that it is likely and should change as you go through the writing process. But assignment is intended to do a few things. First is to get you thinking about the essay prompt that you chose, as well as how you want to approach that essay prompt. And it's to help me see your thinking so that I can best advise you as you move forward. So the first part, there's 3 parts to the assignment. To get full credit, you need to do a good job on all 3 parts. Part 1 is simple. Copy and paste the prompt you chose to write your essay about from the literary analysis essay topic page. So you can go click right over there, copy and paste your topic. It'll do exactly what you need to do. That's all for part 1. Part 2, you'll provide a thesis that answers the essay question. Be sure your thesis includes all required thesis parts: a topic, a position, and a rationale. If you haven't worked on a thesis or a paper like this before, or just need a little bit of a refresh on thesis statements, I encourage you to click on this link. It will take you to a video and some links about the parts of a thesis statement, thesis angles, common problems, thesis creation. I have a video where I walk you through how I grade thesis statements. And while I'm not looking at them through the literary analysis angle, the information there is still valuable and works generally. Then you're going to write an explanation for how your thesis is fully and accurately answering the essay prompt and includes a clear topic, position, and rationale. So here's a sample. Part 1, I provided my essay prompt. Now, to be clear, how I'm approaching the sample is not with a prompt that is available to you. You cannot write your paper about symbolism in snow. This is just an example. But my prompt says, often in literary works, authors choose a physical object that takes on a special significance in the work and becomes a symbol of something beyond itself. Show how, in snow, the author uses a symbol to convey an important message to the reader. In your essay, focus on the symbol, what it symbolizes, how the writer conveys the message to the reader, and how that message affects the reader. So, part 2, I provide my thesis statement. Ultimately, Ann Beattie likens snow to love in both its beauty and ephemeral nature, leaving readers with the notion that, even when lost, love must be cherished. So I have a thesis statement here. It's a working thesis. I could probably stick with this for the entirety of writing an essay, but I have the advantage of having been a writer for a very long time and knowing the story very well. That's probably not your situation, right? So in part 3, I pull apart my thesis statement. And if I'm being entirely honest with you, as I am thinking about this, I would do the topic, position, rationale part and then put it together in a thesis. But here's how I went about this. I said what my topic was: symbolism in snow. My position: Beattie uses snow to help readers see the value of love. That's what I'm arguing. Rationale: through symbolism, Beattie shows how snow is both beautiful and fleeting. And by doing this, she communicates to readers that love should be valued. Notice I didn't just take my exact wording and put it as a topic, a position, and a rationale. I'm explaining what each of those parts mean to me when I'm thinking about the thesis to answer my prompt. Then I'm going to go in and explain how I came to this. This thesis answers the prompt because it provides a clear topic, position, and rationale that indicates what the symbol is, how it's developed, and what message the reader should take from it. If we go to our prompt, it says, in your essay, focus on the symbol, what it symbolizes, how the writer conveys the message to the reader, and how it affects the reader. I'm telling you, I'm thinking about all of those things. Then, in this case, I then go on to explain how it's doing this. In this case, Beattie suggests love is like snow. This is accomplished by showing how snow is both beautiful and ephemeral, and this helps the reader understand that love is important even while understanding that it won't last. So I'm further explaining my thinking so that when my professor is looking at my work, she can say, oh, here's the thesis. This is how the student interpreted the prompt they chose to arrive at this thesis. You might be totally off, and that's okay. You can earn full credit on this assignment and be totally off if you are doing your best to write a cohesive thesis and fully explaining your thinking. If you aren't writing a thesis that makes sense, or you're not fully explaining your thinking, that's where you'll get in trouble for earning points for this one. But overall, it's an easy assignment to get the credit if you are doing all the parts fully and thoughtfully. I'm wanting to see how you're thinking. Worth noting, I talked about this in class, but for folks who weren't there, for your literary analysis essay, you will not be allowed to turn in any future assignments for a grade without completing this assignment. This assignment is your first piece where I can see what you are planning here. Additionally, whichever prompt you choose for this assignment, you are locked into once this assignment comes in. You're not locked into the thesis. The thesis might and likely will change. However, the prompt itself, that's what you will be writing about when you submit this assignment. So please make sure that you like what it is that you are choosing to do here, that you feel comfortable with it. I hope this video helped, and if you have questions, let me know.